This video is going to cost you a little bit. Really, really simple. There's one thing you can do, once a month, once every 2 weeks if you're really ambitious, for very little money, where you can learn a whole lot and get a lot better at your career unbelievably quickly. Right? Every city, every town's got an awesome Chinese takeout restaurant where you can get a lunch special for about $5, $6. It's delicious. Probably not nutritious, but you're going to love it. What I want you to do is with your top performer at your store, the person that makes all the money, your general manager, your sales manager, your finance manager, somebody who you look up to, who conducts business in an amazing way and you're kind of in awe of, who you'd like to learn from, who you'd like to emulate and be more like to take your game to the next level, take them out. Get them a Chinese lunch special. Buy them a $5 meal from somewhere. Get them a free lunch and let them know, hey, I want to buy you lunch and I want to ask you a couple questions so that I can take my game to the nenext level. Would that be okay if I took you out to lunch and tried to learn a little bit from you? Nobody's going to say no. I don't care how much money you make or how well you're doing. Nobody turns down a free lunch and an opportunity to talk about themselves and feel like the man, right? Everybody loves that a little bit, especially when someone is humble enough to come up to you and say, hey, I want to learn from you. I want to figure out what you're doing that I can use in my life and my career to get better at. And actually take them out. Go get them some type of meal somewhere. It doesn't have to be expensive, but also prepare. Figure out what questions you want to ask ahead of time. And depending on what their role is, whether they're in sales or management or finance, they own the dealership, figure out a list of 5, 10, 15, 20 questions that you can ask them and go really in depth on and ask them questions about the questions as they're answering them. Hear their stories. Hear some of the solutions to the problems that you're having. Write down a list of problems you're having and ask them, how would you solve this? What would you do to fix this issue? Right? And when you do that, I'd ask them first, but I'd record the conversation so I can go back and listen to it later. On top of recording it, I'd be taking notes. What this is going to do is it's going to give you solutions to solve your problems. It's going to give you advice and tips to better yourself and answer some questions that you were wondering but you might not have had the answer to. And if you want to get to a certain spot, simply ask them, how would you recommend I get to become a sales manager? How would you recommend I get to become a finance manager? Blah, blah, blah. Everything that they say probably won't apply to your life. But if you can walk away and you can apply 5 or 10 things for the simple cost of one lunch, you're going to get that back 100, 1,000 times, probably within a month or two. So do yourself a favor. Figure out who the top producer is at your dealership, who your favorite manager is, who their ethics and morals line up with yours, but they're also unbelievable performers and they're making the kind of money you want to make, and take them out to lunch. Make a list of questions that you can ask that will help you take your career to the next level, and go ask them, record it and take notes, and then go back and study that recording. Take more notes from the recording and role play, practice with yourself. Make yourself better. So take that top performer, that top manager out to lunch and figure out how to take your game to the next level.